Hey there everyone, my name is Callie and this is another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. So we're coming up now to the start of the school year and many retailers out there are running promotions on mouthpieces and equipment. So I want to share my thoughts if some of you are interested in getting a little bit of guidance here on mouthpieces. I get a lot of questions from people asking what kind of mouthpiece they should be playing on. And that's a big question because it really depends on what your goals are. So I'm just going to explain to you kind of how some of the basics work. So when you go to pick a mouthpiece for yourself, you will be better informed and you'll know how to choose one for yourself. When it comes to choosing a mouthpiece, there are some things that you want to keep in mind. First of all, you want to have a general sound concept in mind. So make sure you know what you want to sound like. My personal preferences when I'm choosing equipment have to do with tone quality. So I want projection, I want resonance, I want clarity and focus in my sound. I also want articulation to be very easy for me. I want to be able to make big dynamic contrast with a good sound, and I want it to be generally pretty easy to play. So with those things in mind, now that you're kind of thinking about what your goals are, here are a few really basic guidelines to help you pick out a good mouthpiece and reed combination. In my opinion, the two big things that we need to keep in mind when we're choosing a mouthpiece is the facing and the tip opening. So I'm going to start here with facing. So the facing of the mouthpiece is the part of the mouthpiece that curves away from the reed. So if you hold it up to the light, you'll see that they're not touching the whole time. There is a point, in this case, right here on this mouthpiece, there's a point where the mouthpiece begins to curve away from the reed, okay? A longer facing will generally require a stiffer, harder reed. So you'll want to play, for example, like on an M13 lyre mouthpiece that has a longer facing, you're going to want to play with a harder reed, which, maybe a 4, 4.5, or 5. On a mouthpiece that has a slightly shorter facing, you may want to play on a reed that is a little bit softer. So maybe like a BD5, which is more of a medium length facing. That being said, the opening of the tip, so the tip opening is this point right here between the tip of the mouthpiece and the tip of the reed. The more open a tip opening, the softer a reed you want, because the tip has further to travel, right? So you need it to be a little more flexible. The closer the tip opening, the harder the reed you need. So the M13 lyre has a slightly closer tip opening, whereas the BD5 has a slightly more open tip opening, okay? So in general, the M13 lyre, you're going to want to play on harder reeds than you would for the BD5. So those are the two things you want to keep in mind. So if you're not really sure what mouthpiece you should be playing on, I think a good middle of the road mouthpiece is the Van Doren 5RV lyre. It's a medium long facing, it's a medium tip opening, and in general, the chamber, everything has a pretty good sound. If you're looking for a bit more of an open sound, a bit bigger, but still maintaining that nice classical tone, try an M30 lyre, a little bit more open, or even further beyond that, the B40 lyre, which is what I play on. It's going to give you a bigger sound, more projection, but still maintaining that core, beautiful Van Doren sound that we all like. Now, if the 5RV lyre is a little bit too open for you, you can go the other way and you could try the M13 lyre, which has a longer facing, but it has a smaller tip opening. So the response is really great. Or similarly, the M15, which I believe is the closest tip opening. Lastly, if you're looking for a bit more of a warm sound and easy response, just a basic M30 is really great, or a BD5. So I know a lot about Van Doren mouthpieces, so just use this as a guide. There are many, many great manufacturers out there and really good mouthpiece craftsmen. So experiment, have fun, try new things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, if you like learning from me and you want to support my channel and go the extra mile, please consider becoming a patron or a channel member. I'm going to be offering new perks starting this fall, and I will be offering an online course. So if you want to keep in touch, sign up for my email list, then I'll be in touch. Thank you all so much for watching. Good luck on your mouthpiece journey. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a good week next week, and as always, happy practicing.